I was thinking recently about what I would love for the next Witcher game. I thought about all the options I've heard, like a Ciri game, a make-your-own Witcher game, and of course a Vesemir prequel game. And despite loving all these ideas, I've managed to come up with an idea of my own that I think would be so awesome for the next Witcher game. Now, bear with me, because although this is something I thought up randomly by myself, I imagine like any original idea any of us have, someone has already thought and theorized about this, but I'm just going to present why I think this idea would be so good for the next game. So my idea goes as follows. I basically think the next Witcher game should follow a member of the School of the Viper. Many of you may think, hang on, we can't follow any of the members, as all known members except Letho die, and even Letho can die? Well, I think we should follow an original character that's part of this school. This thought came to me because after my Witcher 4 locations video, I'd realized just how little we see of the actual continent these games take place in. From there I thought about areas like Nilfgaard, and I realized that although we hear so much about Nilfgaard and they're ever present throughout most of the game, we never get to see the actual city of Nilfgaard, or areas that are just full of Nilfgaardian culture. You could argue that we go into the Empire of Nilfgaard during Blood and Wine, but as you can imagine, the culture of Toussaint is very different to the core Nilfgaardian culture, and that's what I want to see. I want to see Nilfgaard, not just see an area Nilfgaard's taken over. So from there, I thought about Witcher schools located nearer to the city of Nilfgaard, and obviously the main one that came to mind was the School of the Viper. Just picture it, guys. We can play as a Witcher from the School of the Viper, traveling around the Empire, taking on contracts, and just seeing an entire different aspect of the Witcher universe. I think playing as a Witcher makes the most sense as well, as the game series is known as The Witcher, and we would be able to maintain some of the core game mechanics that help us love this world so much. There's also room for completely different styles of play, perhaps a two-handed dagger approach similar to Letho in the Witcher 2 cinematic, or maybe even a poison-based approach. But maybe you can make different types of poisons that work on different types of monsters. I don't know, I'm not really a game designer, but I think just having that bit of a contrast in the way these Witchers fight compared to say the School of the Wolf would just be awesome. I just think that say if we play as Vesemir, we would probably have to go back to Kaer Morhen again, which is always fun, but I feel like the whole School of the Wolf going and doing Witcher stuff is something we've done for 3 games now, and the Witch universe is so vast. I would love to see how other Witchers from different schools function in this world, and I would also love to see completely different environments. I think playing as a Viper Witcher in Nilfgaard kills 2 birds with 1 stone here. You could even combine my idea with existing ideas, like having the game set in the Viper Witcher's heyday when they're at full strength, and they can then interact with other Witchers as there'll be far more of them. You could even make your own Viper Witcher. I know some of you may think, why a Viper Witcher? As realistically, any Witcher could just go to Nilfgaard, and my main reason is that they have been present in the games since the final cinematic of The Witcher 1. They then acted as the main antagonists of The Witcher 2, and then were slightly present in 3. They have been on the extraordinary journey of the Witcher game franchise since day 1. They're also a complete creation of CD Projekt Red, so if Androzed wanted to make another Witcher book and establish new lore for the 3 original schools, it would most likely not cause any conflicts as the Viper Witchers aren't in the books. CD Projekt Red would effectively be creatively free to establish their Viper School as they see fit. You could also argue this for the Bear School and Manticore School, but I would personally just prefer the Viper Witchers, as I think they would just fit in better with the Nilfgaardian aesthetic. You know, they functioned in Nilfgaard as Nilfgaard's kind of resident witches for a long time, and it would just therefore make the most sense. And just to put it in perspective, guys, my favorite actual Witcher school is probably the Bear School, just based on the armor, although I will admit I do really like the Viper School. I mean, to be fair, you know what, I like every Witcher school, but the Bear School, I like that armor the most, I use that the most, but I just think a Viper School would just fit best. Imagine going to where the Viper Witchers were trained, and as I said, just seeing the differences between this school and the School of the Wolf. It would just be a great experience. Maybe we could see how the Viper Witcher school fell, or maybe we could try and do what Letho couldn't and revive the school. I have way more to say about this theory of mine, and depending on what you guys think, I might even get into it again in a later video, so just tell me what you think. I also don't want anyone to think I wouldn't appreciate a Vesemir or Ciri game. I think they would obviously be amazing. but for me, I would just love to have something completely new, something that exists in the universe I love, but also shows off the parts of it we've never seen before. Just being able to see how the general Nilfgaardian populace views the Northern Realms, as we get a very one-sided view other than the occasional military Nilfgaardian commander we meet. We don't really meet any actual Nilfgaardians, being just common people, which I think would just be awesome. But that's it for today's video, guys. Tell me your thoughts in the comments, let me know what you want the most from the next Witcher game, like the video to let me know you like it or want me to make more, and subscribe if you're new and want to see Witcher videos every week. Be sure to follow my Twitter and Twitch, and as always, a big thanks to the Patreon pledges. You guys are awesome, and just thank you all so much, you really help me out. Anyway, that's it for today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have an awesome rest of the week.